That's your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. Yeah, thank you. Sorry about that.
I don't really like the midpoint anyway. 5.
Look at that.
Let's swap the next one.
Hit a hit.
Oh shit. Well.
Yeah.
Oh god damn it. I hate when I don't see those.
At least to consider it.
Yeah. I wasn't even looking for the fly shot. I fell asleep, I guess. Not a lot to say about this one. As sort of said during the video, it's like I just fell asleep. It's the fly shot is right there for the taking. Pretty obvious and the right thing to do, although I guess given that Laura rolled double threes next, it wouldn't have worked out that well for me. But what I was focused on was getting that checker on the midpoint to safety. So really these were the two moves I was considering, either stacking on the 4 or slotting the next point. And good on me that I recognized that slotting the 4 was slightly better, but clearly missed the obvious best move here. So in this one, at least, from the way that I was moving my hands, I can tell that I at least looked at the right move. So that's reassuring, but, what I was thinking was that I really wanted to contain this back checker, but, the pick and pass is really strong. This one, if you move the blot, then like doing some combination of hitting and blocking is good. Although depends on where you put it. It's even if you can hit it and then move to block, it's still better to do the pick and pass by quite a lot. The only time that it's not correct to just do that is if the blot's not there. If the blot's not there, then making the blocking point is clearly right. But under the circumstances, I just didn't go for the move that has more wins and more gammons. So that's unfortunate, but again, at least this time I looked at it. So this time I didn't do anything with my hands to indicate I was even looking at the hit. My best guess is that I wasn't. I mean, I had just cubed him a couple moments ago when his board collapsed, and clearly the goal at this point is to contain his back checkers. I was down in the race before I doubled, although it was a good double, but my guess is I was probably looking at either slotting or coming in as the alternative, both of which are substantially better, but I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I was thinking I want to hit him as he's coming around, but better to just have him on the bar than to hit him later as he's coming around. So I'm not sure I even looked at the hit on this one. But it's pretty obvious in retrospect, as often is the case.
So you and I know where this has to be. Right?
Yeah.
Alright. We both have a match. I'm local, but my board's getting repaired.
Oh.
So here I am just obviously confused. I believe that here I was playing it as if I was ahead in the race instead of behind in the race. So I'm down. I need to hit him and contain him and get to where I'm bearing off first, but I'm making the move where I'm just trying to play safe, I guess. So if we were in a situation where, you know, I was up in the race, then then it does change, and I should be playing safely like I did, but in fact, I'm down in the race about as much as I would need to be up in the race for that move to have been correct. So apparently knowing the race is important. This one has a bonus blunder in that I missed, well, not quite a blunder, but I did miss a cube. I did pause just the tiniest moment before rolling, but it was a good opportunity to double that I did not take up. And then here, once again, just from the way that I was like pointing at the ace point, I can tell that I at least looked at the hit. There's a couple of factors that would need to be different for this to make sense to not hit. I think what I was thinking is that with the advanced anchor, you know, the midpoint's not that important, but, you know, there's a couple of other things going on. He's got the blot inboard, he's got the extra blot outside. There's really good gammon chances here after the hit, not so good gammon chances after the non-hit, but, you know, if you take away the blot inboard, and the blot outside, it's still probably right to hit, but now it's actually pretty close, right? It doesn't matter whether you're hitting or just bringing two down and going for more of a running game. That's the fact that there were the extra things, extra blots that I could pick up if he managed to hit back with like a 3-4 or 5-2 or something after I point on him on the ace point, that really mean that the hit was important here. This one is from that same game against Joe still. I mean, I just made so many non-hit blunders in this game, and on this one, once again, there's a really substantial cube mistake. This one actually a double blunder to not have cubed here. Absolutely marginal whether to take or pass on this one, and I'm pretty sure that, like, just how well things were going for me, he probably would have just passed it at this point if I had shipped it. So shame on me for missing this cube as well. But then here, once again, don't know really what I was thinking. It's like any hitting move is just massively better than any non-hitting move, and I guess you know, his board's already a little bit crunched, so I was a little bit scared about the return hit, but you know, he's only got a 3-point board, I've got a 4-point board. You could even like hit and slot here going for the closeout, and that's better than the non-hitting play. You know, the liability he has of a buried checker, I tied that by playing to the ace, and just really did not set myself up for being able to get those back checkers out of there in the future. So big miss here. Now for something slightly different, finally moved on to my next match. This was my match against Ed, which I didn't put the video up for the full match because the camera died partway through the match. Here I didn't fail to hit, but boy did I hit the wrong one. If you make the 5-point, that's super, super strong. I think after him failing to enter or entering poorly, then I probably would be able to cube him out at the next move here, but I instead put him on the bar, but otherwise did not accomplish very much. Still was able to double him the next move, so that was good, I guess, but just sort of a oops, what was I thinking? Clearly the 5-point is a good point to make, and this puts him on the bar, strengthens the board significantly better than just hitting him on the outside. Here I'm pretty sure, I mean, I knew that the tempo hit was a possibility, but I imagined that what I was really looking at was either popping out or the move that I actually did of coming down, and chose the worst of those two even. I think the reason I was rejecting the tempo hit was the fact that I'm outboarded here. But the problem is that I have 5 checkers stacked up on the 6-point. So if if I didn't have that stack there, then it gets pretty close. Actually, it becomes a blunder to make the tempo hit, even if I think if there's only 4 on the 6-point, it would still be the same. It would be an issue, it would be a problem to hit off of the 6-point when it's not so heavily stacked. So yeah, if there's only 4 there, then it becomes just about a tie between all of the options. But the heavy stack on the 6-point means that the tempo hit accomplishes 2 things: it unstacks and it puts him on the bar, so giving me time to do something more constructive on my next move.
No, 5-0.
Yeah, why was I, no, wait a minute, I have 2 words.
2-3.
No, it was
We've always played 2 games.
1-0, and then I got 3. You want to see?
No, I'm okay. Go ahead.
Here again, at least I was actually looking at the hit a few different ways. I seem to be pretty obsessed with covering or anchoring up on the 20-point there, but I mean that's really not that important at the moment, given that it's so early in this game, and there's a strong blitzing potential with 9 in the zone. It's not like I could probably double after this or something, but it does give me some time to make the advanced anchor later, or bring more checkers down and potentially close things out. Whereas, if I'm making the anchor, it doesn't do that much for me. It decreases her gammon chances, but her gammon chances are already very low, so I don't really know why I wasn't looking. I normally can see a blitz kind of a move, and this is a pretty obvious blitz kind of move, but today, this particular time, it escaped me.
Please, thank you. Oh my God, thank you.
It happens all the time.
Yeah,
It's getting late.
I understand. That is my one.
This time I
This one is very similar to the first non-hitting blunder that I had in this video, in the match against Laura, where I just plain didn't see it. It's ridiculous to not see that here. I don't know. I mean, I was not even thinking about the back checkers, given that you know, the advanced anchor is a nice thing to have, but it just really escaped me that there was even the hitting potential until right after I hit the clock, which is so annoying. But then, as I mentioned, at least luckily I noticed that the hit was a possibility on the very next move. It was another one of just sort of don't move too fast kind of situations. Now finally on to my last match from the ABT, the championship match against Ron, and here this is the first game pretty early on, and I was just obviously concerned about my back checkers becoming trapped and him being able to counter prime me, but you know, I could have still hit and stepped up, and if I wanted to take care of the being trapped element, but just the hit didn't even particularly occur to me, in spite of the fact that I do have the stronger home board, and you know, that it being sort of an obvious and correct move in retrospect, which is the best kind of spect, I guess. And now the final blunder of this series, the times that I should have hit during the Denver-Wild West Shootout 2024, Game 7 in the championship match against Ron, and once again I show absolutely no sign that I even looked at the hit, although it is once again extremely obvious in retrospect. Clear what I was thinking here was, let's contain those checkers that he's got on the ace point, then I should be able to, like, you know, get into a good priming position and beat him, and I was able to double him out later, but just absolutely didn't even look at it on this one, and so shame on me. Thanks for watching this video of my embarrassing failures to hit during the ABT tournament, and I may do another video of a blunder reel, or I may not, but if you enjoyed this, leave a comment and all that kind of good stuff. Thanks for watching.